All right. Okay. Hopefully everything's working. Well, how's it going, guys? It's time to stream again. It's been a long time. Sorry for that. Everybody see everything okay? Hear everything okay? Please let me know. Alex is here. How's it going, Alex? I wasn't sure if you were going to be able to be here or not because of work and all that. I don't know what time you got to go into work. Cool. You got, looks like just over 100 of you on YouTube already. So how's it going, guys? You guys here watching on stream as well. Firehawk Plus, hello. Facebook as well. So I'm streaming now on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube all simultaneously. So hopefully no one's gonna miss anything. So also you guys may notice Apricot asks, what's the beer of the day? The beer of the day is going to be coffee because, actually that's related to the point I was just about to make, is that you may notice that the streaming time is a little bit different from what it normally used to be, and that's because today is my first day of being a full-time content creator. So I'm actually able to stream in the morning my time, which is it's 11 a.m., so it's barely still morning, but probably later on it will typically be a little bit earlier than this. I'm getting a little bit of a late start today. But yeah, so I'm now able to stream in the morning for me, which is the evening, night, kind of late evening for you guys there in America. So hopefully the time will be better, easier for you guys to watch rather than before. I was usually streaming in the middle of the night for me, which is fine, but I know it's like early in the morning for those of you in the US. So hopefully this time will be better. I may drink some beer at future live streams, but usually in the morning coffee is better for me, so we'll maybe save the beer for any other nighttime streams, something. So Mike, how does it feel? It feels pretty good. I'm kind of nervous. I think it's going to be a little bit of a growing pains time. Hang on. I think first couple weeks, first month or so maybe, it'll be a little bit getting used to just this different change of lifestyle, obviously. So yeah, so hopefully everything goes pretty smoothly as I'm just kind of getting used to this new schedule, new job, new life. But let's get started on the Penelope because I've got lunch plans with my wife. So let's get this built up. I did all the nub removal and everything all off camera ahead of time. So as you can see here, I've got my typical tray container here all sorted out. Everything's all separated. Now, if you guys already watched the unboxing, which I uploaded last night, I mentioned how I was going to follow the process of just building the Penelope first, as it is according to the manual, but I am going to build it a little bit different because, for example, here in the manual it shows you how to build a body, but this is just the body actually of just the Odysseus Gundam that we're actually building first, and then you build on the more torso parts later on in the manual, but I've just gone ahead and got the parts here separated out for the Odysseus torso plus the Penelope parts to add on to there, so I'm going to be having to kind of switch back and forth in the manual to doing the main part first and then putting the add-on parts all on at the same time. And yes, Alex, thank you for the reminder in the chat there. If you guys have questions there, please put them in all caps. That just makes it easier for me to see them in the chat. So if you have questions, put those in all caps. If you don't have a question, then please refrain from using all caps if you're like super excited about something or whatever. Just feel free to use a bunch of exclamation points or something. So, alright, this kit is going to be very large, and so I'm pretty excited. And honestly, it really makes me really want to build up my Mechanicore version. Did you pre-order your V2 yet? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got the V2 on pre-order. I think it was one of them I was gonna skip. I think it was the Mars 4 I was gonna skip, so wasn't too interested in that. Dark Hunter, thanks for YouTube or Twitch subscription there. And yeah, Diligent New Type, yes, it does come with a base. It's just this. It's just the standard like generic base that I think originally came with the Master Grade Wing Gundam, wasn't it? Jagan, what's my reaction to the RG Ava Unit 1 announcement? I'm pretty excited for that. That looks like it's going to be a really awesome kit. I've actually never built one of Bandai's Ava kits, except for like the really old like 90s ones. I've built a couple of those. But I'm really looking forward to the Ava RG. I think it's going to be awesome, and really looking forward to the eventual, other Avas that I'm sure they're going to make Unit 0 and Unit 2. If they make anything other than that, I would be a little bit surprised, but I would say we're definitely going to get Unit 0 and Unit 2. So, sorry, I'm kind of like, I don't know if it's just early in the morning or something, but it's not that early in the morning, actually. Why I'm kind of groggy in my voice. But I think the RG Ava kit looks awesome, and I really am excited for that. So, interesting note here about the shoulder connections. First thing is that it's apparent that the shoulder connections aren't going to swing back and forth, so that's kind of disappointing. But what they do is they extend in and out, and so like for the Odysseus Gundam, they're going to be pushed in like that. But then for the Penelope, you need more width, so these are going to be able to pull out like that to the side, which is cool. But yeah, no swinging gimmick there for those, so it's kind of a shame they didn't make this connection here, like the part that's sliding in there, make it circular shaped rather than square, because then it still would have been able to slide in and out, but then you could also swing it back and forth as well. But I guess probably just for the stability of the thing is why they made it like that. So more articulation is always nice, but if it's going to make the kit really unstable, then I'm kind of okay with it. So, alright, let's see. Then we need this part here for the back of the body, which is pretty nice. This vent detail in the back of the body is nice. I like that. And then this part in here. And then the front vents. The detail of the front vents is also really nice, I will point out. It reminds me a lot of, well, I guess not really. I was going to say it reminds me of the Crossbone XO Masquerade kit that I just built, just because it's a very detailed chest vent, but it's different in shape. Brian asks, are you back in the U.S.? No, I'm not planning on moving back to the U.S. I think maybe I was a little bit unclear about this, maybe in my announcement video about it, but I'm not actually moving back to the U.S., and we're planning to move back in 2021. So it'll be still a year and a half or so until I'm moving back to the U.S. permanently. Could be sooner, could be a little bit later, but that's the plan at the moment. So for now, I'm here in Korea, but just doing the content thing full time. So there's our very hefty chest here. We've got our cockpit hatch piece there, the neck piece. So a lot of there's a good amount of parts in here that are like shaped very similar to polycaps, but it's just not using any polycaps. It's like this neck joint piece is very similar to the shape of just a normal neck polycap kind of for HGs. And then the connectors for the side skirts are exactly the same as polycaps, they're just not polycaps. Mulambo, did you get the Hazenthla? Yes, I most certainly did. And I think I know my wife told me that we just got a package delivery, so I haven't checked it yet, but I think it's the Hazenthla 2 just got delivered today from P Bandai Korea. Hey, do you know how I can get a P Bandai HG Floros Calamity War version? Calamity Strike, I would say, if you want that P Bandai kit, probably check like Amiami or Mandarake from Japan. I mean, you could check sites in America, but I figure at this point it's probably mostly sold out. What will you miss Misnomer asks, what will you miss most? What will you miss about Korea when you're gone, do you think? I'm going to miss a lot of stuff. Honestly, I don't really particularly want to leave Korea. The main reason that we're leaving is for our children's education. Won't really get too into that because, yeah, at the moment, it's just kind of a lot to get into. But I'll just say that that is the main reason. If it wasn't for our kids' education, I wouldn't really want to move back to the U.S. But the added bonus of moving back, aside from that, is that I'm going to be going to work for Adam at HGUC Penelope store, so that'll be good. So I'm looking forward to that, of course. But I'm going to miss a lot about Korea. I think I much prefer living in Korea, but I can always come back later, so it's okay. So that is the torso here, and really weird, this red part out the back of the torso. It kind of goes down like that. It's going to be kind of over the back skirt a little bit there, it looks like. It's kind of goofy looking. Of course, I'll miss Alex too. Yes. And lots of things. Just the food and just like life, like in general. Just getting around is easy. Going to the store. What's up, Zach? Another Zach. Zach McGee. How's it going, man? Leo, how am I liking my new working hours? I'm liking it so far. It was my first day, so yeah, it's good. It's better. It's certainly better for streaming, so that's good. All right, so that is the Odysseus torso, and yeah, it's cool. But I think it's gonna be better with the Penelope parts. I was gonna say that honestly, I like the detail of the kit in general, but on the torso, I don't really like it. The kind of like hexagon pattern details, I like those on like the other parts, the white parts, which are maybe going to be a little bit hard to see, but I like the hexagon pattern on some of the Penelope armor parts, but on the Odysseus chest, it's kind of a little bit much, I think. Alright, let's get this front part. This huge part at the front really reminds me a lot of the Deep Striker. It's kind of similar kind of thing. I'm not actually sure in canon if this is also a, what's it? A eye field generator, like the Deep Striker's chest has the big eye field generator. I'm not sure if this is also that. If any of you guys know more about the Penelope than me, let me know. Is that big front part at the front of the Penelope also an eye field generator? Zach, you ready for me to get to the south? Yeah, it's going to be a little while, but I'm going to be there. I'm working on practicing my southern accent. I'll let you know how it's going. I may have to consult you. But as I recall from when we were hanging out, your accent is not that strong, so I may have to look for someone who's got a stronger accent than you. Alright, so I'm going to put on the stickers. Got a couple of little red stickers for the cameras here on the front of the torso here. Mad asks what state am I moving to? So we'll be moving to Florida then, because like I said, I'm going to be working for Adam. Well, I am working for Adam from today, but I'm going to be working there at HGUC Penelope store, and they're located down there in Florida. So that's where we're going to be. Which I also have, I don't know, not mixed opinions about it, but like, I think it's going to be cool. I've been to Florida a couple times. It's very hot and humid, which is good. This thing is incredibly long. This part out the front of the chest. Yikes. Something like that, I guess. But hot and humid, I'm fine with because I much prefer that to winter. I'm really tired of winter. On the other hand, that's really all I really know about Florida, so I can't really say too much as to how much I'm really going to like it or not, because I'll have to wait until I'm there to see how much I really get to like actually living there. But we'll see. Hot, sunny weather will certainly be alright with me. Alright, let's see. Zach, your mom's from Illinois, that's why. Okay. Yeah. Hey, my mom's from Illinois too. What do you know? It's because I'm from Illinois. And this little connector part here, these are going to be our added connection parts for the shoulders. So maybe these parts are actually going to give us some more articulation, at least for the shoulder parts. Let's find out. Let's see. So this part going to go on here. It's kind of added mechanism here onto the side. And then go here like that. Actually, I'm thinking these are not going to add much to the actual arm or shoulder articulation, but basically just going to add to that it's basically just added connection for the shoulder armor parts. Okay, this one here like that. Alright, then connect that onto there, like that. And then I think I'm just going to keep this off to the side for now. We'll put this on a little bit later because you have to like transform the V fin on the head. So I want to maybe put the head on the body first and the waist. So there is the Penelope portion of the torso, which you'll see looks really good, cool from the top, and that part separation, little gray bits in there, and like the little yellow parts, everything looks nice. Big hollow gaps here underneath that though, although you're never going to really look underneath that, I don't think, unless you're having it in some really crazy pose, or you're displaying on top of like a mirror base or something. But there's that. For the time being, I'm going to just check where I'm going to put that over here for now. Alright, and let's build the head next then, shall we? Head parts over here. Not a ton of parts really for the head. It is still an HG after all. But yeah, it's about the same amount of parts as a regular HG, seems like. Alright, we got some more stickers for this here, of course, too. So let's see. Alvin said, how big is it? Not that many stickers. Yeah, it is a very big kit, but yeah, like I mentioned in the unboxing, it seems pretty minimal for stickers considering the size of it. So it's a very big and pretty like colorful design. So yeah, considering that it's not really all that many stickers, I think it's pretty good. We got some stickers here for the head, of course, so for the head camera. Now, interestingly, this part here, the head camera is already red, but you're sticking a red foil sticker over the top of that, so it's just going to give you the foil look. Just going to make a more shiny look for that, but if you don't care, if you just want it just red, obviously you could just omit that sticker, but sticker will make it nice and shiny. And of course, our eye stickers on here as well. And I think that's it for the head. There's no sticker for the camera on the back of the head, because I think it's going to be kind of like really tucked up inside there. You're never going to see it anyway, so it doesn't really seem too useful. Alright, so there's that. I need to put the front of his face on here first. Pretty cool how it has this little white bit that kind of hooks around the front of the chin, so he's got like a little chin strap to protect the little red chin part there on him. Pretty interesting. Oops, I'm gonna try to take that off carefully because it just messed up the sticker there. Not really a huge deal. Oh, don't want to lose that either. But face is just not gonna look quite right if that sticker is messed up. On there. Misnomer is waiting for the HGUC announcement. Yeah, me too. And I just wonder what it's going to be. Some people were noticing that on the runners for the HG, the Odysseus Gundam parts were separated out, so it looks like they're going to be able to maybe use the Odysseus to make the HGUC as well. But I wouldn't be surprised if we got a 1/100 scale version of the Cassie, either a master grade or an RE100. I'm not sure, but uh, Gain Savi, my favorite Converge track. That's a really hard one. My favorite Converge track, I don't know. Like, it might be a little bit easier to pick like a favorite track per album, but a favorite track of all time would be really hard. I don't know. Uh, it's like I've never really thought about it, but my first reaction from Jane Doe would probably be either Thaw or Jane Doe, but Homewrecker is also really good. Like, of course, like the opening track, Concubine's so good too. I don't know. It's a really hard one. Uh, I'd say my favorite Converge track would just be Jane Doe, front to back, just as an album. Uh, but man, but I do really like, of course, pretty much all of their stuff, and even especially like a lot of like the kind of slower jams on some of their later albums too, like Grimheart, Black Rose, I really like, and what else? Stuff like that. I also quite enjoy. So no, I like a lot of everything pretty much. And this is strange. Did I not have this part in here correctly yet, or what? I'm trying to put these head parts together, and the yellow bit is maybe upside down. Is it? Or no? It's not upside down. Why is it not going on there correctly? Let's try this again. When something's not fitting correctly, the best way is just take it apart, put it back together again, and try again. Converge is so good live. Yes, definitely. And that yellow part is just not wanting to fit inside of there. Hang on. It's maybe easier to look at this. Okay, there we go. Off camera. And because I wanted to really be careful, you got these yellow parts here that's like part of like the base of the head, and that needs to fit through this window like here on the side of the head. And I was really worried that something was going to break if I'm trying to force it in there and it's not fitting through correctly. So make sure you get that lined up right, and then it should fit in there nice and snug. So there you go. Nice color separation for that. Alright, then the V-fin parts need to connect into this blue part here for the front of the head. Here, and kind of like with a Zeta Gundam, the V-fin is going to fold up for when you're transforming it so you can slide the parts over the top of the head. For the time being, that is that. And then slip this part over the top for his gigantic mohawk. And then over the front here like that. And there's his head. Now, definitely going to benefit from some panel lining on that, because as it is, just it looks like a lot of white, and like the details kind of lost in the white, it looks like. But on the body, there we go. Yeah, it's going to be a very, very big kit. It's definitely like the size of a small master grade. How many pounds of candy did everyone get for Halloween? Calamity, I got a lot more candy than I was expecting, actually. Because I got a bunch of candy from my students at school. Twisted, over there on Twitch, how's it going? Tokens, yeah, the GPO2 face, yeah, the chin strap I was talking about is very reminiscent of the GPO2, definitely. And like the really high head camera, also kind of very GPO2 feeling for that as well, so that's a good point. But anyway, yeah, I got a bunch of candy, a lot more than I was expecting, because Korea has now a law that went into place a couple of years ago that the students can't give any sort of gifts or things of value to the teachers, because it could, of course, make the teachers more biased towards students, or students could essentially kind of like bribe the teachers. Uh, so in the past like couple years, the students all are very aware of this because like the teachers all warn them about it, and maybe their parents as well too. They all know about that. So usually they won't give anything, especially like Halloween Day, and we also have like November 11th is Pepero Day, where you guys outside of Korea mostly more know it as Pocky, a Japanese snack. Uh, like even on that day, when like everyone's just giving out that to each other, they wouldn't usually give some to the teachers because of that rule. They weren't allowed to give stuff to teachers. So. But yeah, surprisingly, I don't know why, I got a ton of candy on Halloween Day. Calamity, yeah, I did teach English here in Korea until today. Last Thursday was my last day, which was Halloween Day actually. So maybe that's why a lot of students maybe didn't. They all knew it was my last day, so maybe they didn't. They thought it'd be okay. We'll be making videos. The only thing you do for US Economic Store, Mike. Yeah, for now, just like making videos and just like content, promoting different stuff that we sell at US Economic Store. Of course, is going to be kind of my main thing. Yeah. Yep. Then once I'm actually there on site at US Economic Store, we've got some other plans, some other stuff that I'm going to be doing. But for the time being, yeah, just mostly focusing on creating content and stuff. So just back to the Penelope here. At the moment now, we're building the arms next. That's what's next in the manual, so we'll just follow along the manual for the time being. Building the arms here. And once again, I've also got the extra shoulder parts also selected out here, so we'll put those together at the same time. Actually, in the manual, you build all the extra Penelope shoulder parts later on in the build. Yeah, it has the same meme mug. Yeah, it's definitely got that meme mug face that the GPO2 has, for sure. Alright, so we've got like the main upper arm part here, and then you immediately build an extra layer over the top of that, for which would, well, I guess it would be our shoulder armor, but of course then we're going to add a whole bunch more shoulder armor here soon enough once we build it up into the Penelope. But I guess that's just the shoulder armor here for the Odysseus Gundam. And the side here will move up and down. It's kind of nice. A little red vent there off the side of that, so that's the upper arm there. Then our elbow joint, going to be just a couple parts here for this, here, and here. So we got this part for the upper arm, this one going to be for the lower arm. Are you going to review another Hexagear kit anytime soon? Ryzern? Yes, but there's a couple of Hexagear kits that I do want to get that I want to review, but it won't be very soon. Because for this month, November, I've got another theme month like we did with the Char month 2 months ago. And actually, the video announcement for that I'm planning on dropping later today. So the theme for this month, I'm going to let you guys know about later today in a video, but because I'm doing that theme this month, I will hold off on the Hexagear kits to a little bit later, maybe in December. Maybe it will be a better time to take a look at those. But I do have a couple other Hexagear kits that I want to look at, yeah. One of them being the bulk arm. I want to look at one of the versions of the bulk arm. I'm not exactly sure which version yet, but... And then the other one, I forget what it's called offhand. What is it? It's kind of like the... I'm not exactly sure what animal it would be. Some sort of like wolf or tiger or something. Kind of... That one, I forget what it's called. But kind of animal-looking one, like some sort of wolf or tiger or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? It has the long tail with the thing on it, and yeah. You say asked, is the 100 contest still going on, and will you be participating in Gundamber? I'm not sure what Gundamber is. I'm not sure. I haven't heard about Gundamber, but I don't know about that. But yes, the 100 contest is of course still going on. You guys have about 4 weeks left for that. And yes, the Ray Blade, I think that is correct. Or yeah, the Lord Impulse. Yeah, I think Riser, I think that's right, Lord Impulse. I think that was the one I was looking at. Which was like, it's like a different version of the Ray Blade, right? Alex, you don't need to delete his messages. Sorry about that. That's what I'm talking about. Putting that upside down, that's why that's not working. There we go. Patrick, thank you for the donation there. Are you going to snagging the Master Grade Faz Verka, and what are your thoughts on it so far? Of course I'm going to be getting that Faz Verka, and I'm super excited for it. When the Double Zeta Verka came out, I was excited, but I'm not really a super big fan of the Double Zeta in general, but I love the Faz. So yes, I'm very much looking forward to that. Definitely going to be getting that. And Spasmo asks, are you getting the Hazenplay 2 Raw? Yeah, definitely. Want to get that, of course. It's Advanced Zeta. Gotta get that. And yeah, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, I don't know if you heard that, but I mentioned a little bit earlier that I think my Hazenplay 2 was just delivered today, I think, because I got a package. If you guys want, I can go grab that package and we can unbox it here together. Maybe let me finish building this arm, and then let's pause the building, and I'll go out and grab the package, and we'll see what's in there as well. And my dad is watching on Facebook. Hi, Dad. Everyone say hello. He's on Facebook, but you guys watching on Twitch and YouTube can say hello too. Alright, so this would be, what part is this? Part of the arm there. It's the back side of the beam emitter. The beam emitter is here, and then this part here at the back, what is that? I don't know exactly, but alright, so that is the kind of shield part, and then we actually build the arm part here next. So this is going to be our forearm. And yeah, in place of polycaps, you have this kind of weird part that goes up inside there, like that. And then our upper arm part will slot into here, like that. I think that's right. It feels kind of loose. There we go. And then other half of the forearm goes on here, like that. There you go. Very big, bulky forearms here as well. Would that make him Mr. Waff? Good joke. I saw someone mention in the comments that neither does the Night Justice. Oh yeah, the Night Justice, yeah, also doesn't have polycaps. I heard that also, yeah. I haven't seen any confirmation that we are going to be getting a proper, like, new HG Justice Gundam yet, but I think that'd be pretty cool. I'm not getting the Night Justice kit, though, just because I'm not into the design of it. But if we got a new HG Justice Gundam, I'd be down for that. That'd be pretty nice, I think. I like just the original Justice Gundam more than the new Build Divers version of that. Also, I didn't notice this at the moment while I was doing the unboxing, is that the kit does have a set of open hands, closed fists, and holding hands, but it actually only has the one holding hand. It only has this trigger finger hand here for the right hand for the beam rifle. It doesn't have one for the left hand. So the left hand you'll only have closed fist or open hand. But the hands look awesome. The fact that it has closed fists and open hands in here as well makes it already better than a standard HG kit in my opinion. So that is very nice. So we can connect here now the upper arm to the main arm. We can just connect our hand. We're just going to go with closed fists for the time being. Very strange connection there for that. And we can connect the shield here onto the side of the arm. If you don't want the shield connected onto the side of the arm, it's not really going to look very pretty. So kind of have to have those on there. That goes on there, and that just barely is kind of like clashing against the shoulder armor up there, unfortunately. So you're going to have to be a little bit careful with that. It looks like higher posing that arm. But that is that. So let's go ahead and pop them on. And there we go. Feels pretty good. This connection here, the rotation at the top of the arm, feels quite loose though. It seems fine for now, but we'll have to see. I don't really see that probably being too much of an issue, but it definitely is loose. That other thing, everything else though, the elbow joint is very tight, so that's good. So it should be able to hold up the rifle, whatever, with no issue. But all right, there we go. Now we have the rest of the parts here for the hands. I'm gonna put it off to the side for now. The rest of the parts for the rest of the big shoulder armor. I'm gonna flip back in the manual to that section, which is much later on. Alright. Yo, Zach, did you hear American Bluefin is getting the Hazen Play 2 Raw? Yeah, I did see that. That's great news for you guys in the States. Ever thought of reviewing the MG Marasai? Yes, Goofy, I do have the Marasai Unicorn version, the P-Bandai Marasai Master Grade kit that I do have over there. I will build and review that sometime. Obviously, now that I'm doing this full time, I have a lot more time to get to some other stuff in my backlog like that I've been meaning to review. So, yeah, we'll definitely get to that. Patrick, again, thank you very much for the donation I see here. Also, did you see the trailer for the RG Unit 1? Excited for it, hesitant for it? Are your thoughts about the industrial? Okay, so two questions there. I'll take the question about the industrial Gundam first, and then I'll talk more about the Eva, because I already mentioned a little bit about the Eva, but I will talk a little bit more about that. But the industrial design Gundam, I'm not into that at all. I really don't like the design of it, so I probably won't review that. I don't know. If you guys want to see me review it, let me know. And, you know, I'll think about that. But I'm sure plenty of other people will review it. You guys, if you really want to know my opinion, though, on it, then I guess maybe let me know. But I really don't like the design of that. And I'm thinking this is not the right part. What is this? The way that this part goes together in here for the inside of the arm looks a bit weird, but this would be like this. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, the industrial design Gundam, though, man, a lot of the articulation looks really cool, but it's so weird, like how the front skirts don't move at all. So like it has some really cool articulation of the hips, how it like kind of bends forward like that, like it does. But the only reason it does that is because they didn't make the front skirts move at all. So it's like they could have just made the front skirts move, and then they wouldn't have had to make such an intricate design for the forward articulation at the hips. But like, for example, there's a lot of really great articulation in there, so I'm really looking forward to Bandai utilizing that articulation for future kits, or like that kind of design for future kits. But as for that Gundam, I'm just really not into it. And like, a lot of times for stuff like that, it's just like a matter of the colors sometimes a lot of the time. Like, for example, we had the, what was the other kit that came out earlier this year? The Build Divers version of the RX-78-2, kind of, I forget what it's called actually now at the moment, but that RX-78-2 looking kit that came out, that one I just didn't really like the look of it, but I kind of saw it, though, at the same time, like, if I could paint it in a different color, I feel like I would probably like it a little bit more. That sort of thing, where it's like, if I could picture it with a little bit of customization and in some different colors, it would probably look better. But for this industrial Gundam, yeah, the GBM base Gundam, thank you guys. For the industrial Gundam, I think not even different color scheme is going to make me like that. I don't think. Just not feeling the design of it. So, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll come around to it. And again, if enough people want me to review it, I'll take a look at it. But at the moment, I'm not looking forward to it at all. But back on the subject of the Eva kit, yes, I did see the video for that very briefly. I think I didn't watch the entire video because it's been busy. The past couple days has been a weekend for me. The weekend is always much more busier for me because I'm just with my family, and especially because my wife was out of town Sunday she was out of town. Saturday she was at work. So I was with with my babies, with my two kids, most of the time for most of the weekend. So I was very busy this weekend. So I didn't get a chance, I think, to watch the entirety of the trailer for that, but it did look really cool. So I think that it looks really good. From what I've seen about the Ava kit so far, it looks fantastic. The color separation on it looks really amazing. And just like the engineering on it. But like I said, I don't have a lot of experience building Bandai's larger Ava kits, so I couldn't really say if it's basically just a shrunken down version of what their larger Ava kits are, basically. So sort of like a RG version of a Master Grade, like it would be like for a Gundam kit. People have said that about different Gundam kits before, that the RG version is just a shrunken down Master Grade. So I'm not sure if that's kind of like the same kind of thing like what it is with the Ava kits. I'll have to maybe build a couple of the larger Ava kits from Bandai first, so I can, really see if that's going to be the case or not. But whether it is or not, if the RG Ava kit does look really super cool, I like that. I'm looking forward to seeing what else they're going to make for that. So like they already have like I think it's the DX version of that, right? That is going to be coming with the kind of base for that. But hopefully they'll do like some other different versions or weapon sets or something that come with some other different cool weapons, because it does have a lot of really cool weapons. The Avas do. And yeah, just different versions of the Ava as well. Strangely, that part seems to kind of clash with that part there. Anyway, some very thick and chunky parts here for the back of the shoulder. This part is very big and very thick. But that is going to, once we've got this on the body, it's going to connect onto these parts here that we saw earlier. So I'm going to put these off to the side for now. Let's build up all the Odysseus Gundam first, and then we'll put all the extra stuff on there. But like I mentioned, I want to go see what came in the package today. So I want to go grab that here in just a second. Penelope might have the P-Bandai add-on. The Argos unit. Yeah, I saw someone comment about that as well. I'm actually not familiar with the Argos unit, so I was going to look it up, but I haven't had a chance yet. Yes. Petria made Amada. Hi there. Hi, how's it going? Got a life. Thank you for your donations. See here. We need an MG Atlas Gundam, preferably a Verka. Yeah, I would. The Atlas Gundam is another example of a really cool, really goofy, weird design, kind of like the Penelope here, that I wasn't really super into until we did get the kit of it. And I think like if we did get a Master Grade Atlas, and especially if it was a Verka, I would definitely be looking forward to it, despite it being a pretty odd design that I'm not really super into. I think the kit would be really cool. Alright, let me grab the package. Hang on just a minute. Okay. So this is not any P-Bandai stuff. So I think those are going to be coming tomorrow. I just this morning got a text message alert that I was getting two packages from Bandai here in Korea. So this is some other stuff. Other things I had ordered here. Some new Kotobukiya kits to review here for you guys. First off, we have the new Border Break kit. I'm super excited for this. It looks really cool. I've never built any Border Break kits before at all, ever. I'm sorry, you guys can't really see that so well. It's on the smaller screen there, but yeah, I've never built any Border Break kits, and but this one is new and looks super cool. The box art is really awesome for that. That's awesome. Uh, that's really cool. And then the other thing here, also new from Kotobuki, is the new Megami device kit now. What's the name of this? Sitara Kaneshiya version Karwa Kaf. Quite the name for this kit, but yeah, it's the new Megami device kit. There, the auto light on that camera is not very good. So a couple of just new Kotobuki kits here. I was thinking there was supposed to be something else in there, but maybe not. So anyway, that's the package for today. And yeah, sorry, there was a new comment here from Patrick. So let me get to this. What MG kits do you want to see with a full 2.0 version? That's a good question, because the kits that I would like to see get full 2.0s, because there's kind of two categories I would put those into, either kits that I would like to see get full on 2.0s and kits that I think most deserve 2.0s. So for the kits that most deserve 2.0 kits, I would say it would be like the GPO series, GPO 1 and 02 and 03. I think those are definitely some of the ones that are most due for a 2.0. And I would like those as well. So like I would be excited about 2.0s of any of those kits as well. But as for ones that I would personally like to see 2.0s come out of, I would really like to see 2.0 kits come out for some of the G Gundam kits, like the God Gundam and the Master Gundam especially. Those would be two that I think would benefit so much from modern Master Grade, because as they are, the old Master Grades are, you know, they're just that. They're old. They came out at a time when Master Grades were not really their best, not as good as they are now, of course. And so I think if we got a nice new modern Master Grade, they could really make it super good for those designs being, of course, martial arts themed. You really want like the best articulation. So if you could imagine like a inner frame, something so similar to what we got like with the Freedom 2.0 for a new 2.0 version Master Grade of the God Gundam or the Master Gundam, that would be really awesome. Message here, hang on. So yeah, those would be my picks for what I think are most deserving, and my personal picks for what I would like to see getting a Master Grade 2.0. I'm sure there's others, but those are the ones that come to mind first, offhand. If I had to think about it some more, though, I'm sure I could think of some other ones that are probably good candidates for 2.0s. With the Master Grade, with the new Master Grade Gym kits, like the Gym Sniper 2 and the Gym Sniper Custom and the Gym Command, it would be really cool to see them use the same frame for making some 2.0 versions of some of the other kind of similar kits, like a Master Grade 2.0 Nemo or something like that would be pretty cool, using that same frame. What other IBO kits would you like to see get an MG? Yeah, because honestly, the Barbatos is one of my lesser favorites among like the lead Gundams from the show. I think a Kimaris Vidar, I think, would probably be my number one pick for another Master Grade IBO kit. Master Grade Greys, of course, yeah, that's a good point. Master Grade Greys would also be really, really cool as well. I would definitely like that. Alright, so let's get the other arm built up here. As usual, once we've built one, building the second one is much easier, so it shouldn't take too long at all. Building the first one was easy too, but I mean, building the second one is faster. Guess is the right word. Or don't need to check the instructions because I've already already beat it. But, sorry, my wife's messaging me because she's currently at the doctor with our daughter, our youngest, has a little bit of a cold, so they're at the clinic getting checked out. Sad for her. She's pretty fine, though. Just a little bit of a cough, fever. Nothing too serious. First one, or Gushon Rebake. I'm not really too into the Gushon Rebake, so I wouldn't really be too excited about that one personally. The Floros, though, I do like the Floros. The transformation of the Floros is really stupid. I don't care for that at all. But just the main Gundam by itself, I do like. The Floros is cool. I like the design of it. Alright. Yeah, the Fazverka is going to be really cool. And really hoping that we'll see sometime next year if we're getting the Faz. Hopefully that means that we might get something else from Sentinel. Perhaps a Nero, or perhaps even a Gundam Mark V. I think either of those kits would be very easy candidates for a RE100 kit. Master Grade would be nice, but seeing as how Sentinel is a little bit lesser known, not as mainstream, obviously, I wouldn't be too surprised if they ended up going with if they were going to make a 100 scale Gundam Mark V or a Nero, if they made those, either one of those as an RE kit, rather than a Master Grade. But who knows? We'll have to see. If we get any sort of 100 scale version of either of those, I'll be happy, so that'll be nice. The Faz is a step in the right direction, but what would really get me excited would be a Nero and or Gundam Mark V. So, fingers crossed on that. Aside from the main Gundams, like the S Gundam and XS Gundam, aside from those, what would you guys say would be your favorite designs from Sentinel? Anything other than the S or the XS. What do you guys think? Let me ask you guys a question for a change. Favorite Sentinel design? I have a feeling that I can guess the answer. Well, I'm interested to see what you guys say. Alright, so that is that arm. No, also no, I think I went ahead and threw the hand that I needed to there. There we go. Is that arm done? There's our upper body all done for the moment. So as the Odysseus Gundam, he doesn't have any sort of backpack. Really, it's just kind of like the back of his torso, which is pretty nicely detailed. Like I said, I do like the bend details in there for that. So there's the top half. Let me finish the rest of the shoulder parts here. The Zekuzue, the Gaplan TR5, that would be Advance of Zeta. Advance of Zeta. I don't know if I said Advance of Zeta by mistake, but a couple of you guys are saying different Advance of Zeta designs. I'm talking about Sentinel. Calamity Strike, sorry, you asked this question before, I noticed. I forgot to answer it. What's the best Gundam nippers you can recommend? Well, of course, I'd have to recommend USA Gundam Store single blade nippers. Mine are very used now at this point, and actually mine are the prototype set. I don't have the full release. I don't have the finished version set. I'm actually, Adam said he was going to be sending me a set of those in the mail, so. But, yeah. Obviously a little bit of a bias there, but they do work really super well. And they're much cheaper than God Hand nippers. I've had these. How long have I had these? I'd have to check when I uploaded. Check whenever I uploaded the video where I did a like short little review of these, and I've used them for every kit that I built since then, and I use them almost every day. I obviously build a lot of kits, and they're still working very well. They haven't broke, and they still cut really well. So, you know, I guess do take it into account that I do work for USA Gundam Store, but I do have to say the nippers do work very well. So there you go. And yeah, cheaper than God hands. You really don't particularly need God hand nippers. I know there's a lot of people out there who will say, yes, they're expensive, but yes, they really are that good. A lot of people who will say, yes, they're expensive, and you just really don't need anything that expensive. So I don't know. Judge it for yourself, but I would say that you just don't really particularly need something that expensive as God hand nippers. So I don't use them, and I'm perfectly fine. But other people use them, and they're very happy with them. So whatever. All right, that's that, and good sanding sticks, sponges, and patience is all you need. Yeah, Scuffle is a very good point. Yep, definitely. Because you're gonna have to sand anyway if you're prepping for painting. So you might as well just, for number removal, just use some sanding product as well, rather than relying on nippers for a flush cut. Because even if you were using God hand nippers, or like the best nippers on the planet, I wouldn't. I still don't do it myself personally, and wouldn't particularly recommend it for anyone else to do, cutting flush against the part anyway. So you're gonna still have to do some sort of cleanup anyway, whether you do it with a knife or sanding sticks or whatever, file. I also don't really use, I don't do this personally, and I wouldn't recommend it to anyone, using a file to clean up nubs either, just because I think it's just too harsh. You just really don't need it. You're going to end up creating more work for yourself later on. You're going to have to clean up your rough surfaces created from the filing process. And where does this piece go that I missed putting on somewhere? So honestly, just a knife and sanding stick, I think, personally, is the best option for nub cleanup. Alright. Sorry. Do the USA Gundam Store nippers leave stress marks? That just all depends on how you cut. If you're cutting away from the part like you're supposed to, then no, they won't leave stress marks. And this is strange. This part doesn't fit on here right. Am I doing something wrong? Or what? Look here. This part is supposed to fit onto there, but the corner of this gray piece gets in the way. You have this little bit that's kind of like hanging down there. There's nowhere for it to like slot into place. It's just clashing up against there. It's like overlapping. I'm putting it together. I'm not putting it together correctly. That part is not pushed all the way down. There we go. So I better fix that on the other one too. So it was also having the same problem. Aha. So now that's pushed all the way down. Now it should fit. Right, there we go. Okay, yeah. So I was doing it wrong. My mistake. I should have known better than to think Bandai was going to engineer something that didn't fit properly. That's just impossible. Spidey, thank you for your Twitch Prime subscription. You know, honestly, I'm a little bit wondering if I should really bother streaming on Twitch or not, because I'm going to be streaming typically on YouTube and on Facebook. So I've been wondering if I really need to bother with Twitch. So it's good to see that there are some of you guys who are watching on Twitch and subscribing on Twitch. That just helps me to know that I should continue to use Twitch, because people are watching on there. So it's good to know. Thank you. those of you guys who are watching on Twitch. I don't know if it's just because that is your go-to site for watching different streaming stuff, or you just happened to be on Twitch, maybe watching something else already and saw that I was going live, or whatever the case may be. Thank you for watching there. I like chatting on Twitch versus YouTube personally. Wingwolf, I can understand that. It's probably a little bit more calm. Okay, Firehawk also said stay on Twitch. Okay, probably a little bit more calm on Twitch. I know it's not as many people watching on Twitch compared to YouTube. So, cool. Good to know. Legs. Let's build the waist first, actually, sorry. Let's build the waist first, so then once we build the legs, we have something to connect the legs to. Alright. So again, if you guys are joining later, if you missed the very first part of the stream, I mentioned I did already do all of the number removal and everything like that ahead of time off camera, so that's how I'm able to just put the kit together directly. So I was up late last night removing nubs and watching The Matrix. I just opened up Netflix. Just wanted to watch something while I was building the kit up, and I saw The Matrix, and I thought, oh, I haven't watched that in a while. I'll go ahead and watch that. Here's going, but watching that now, I don't know, compared to, obviously I've seen it a number of times before, but compared to past times when I've watched it, this time I really felt like, I don't know how to say it. I felt the director's influence, or like kind of personal, I could really feel like I was getting a sense for the directors making a kind of, what's the word? A movie that they really wanted to make, not like for the story, but the style, if that makes sense. It seems like they really wanted to make this kind of like cyberpunk, sort of like ambiguous style movie, just because like maybe that's what they were like personally into, and so that's why they made it in the way they did. I don't know if that's making any sense. I don't know exactly how I'm trying to say that, but yeah, I don't know if you guys get what I mean, but I felt that more so than past times viewing it. Honestly, when it comes to guys like you and Tim who stream across multiple platforms, I tend to watch on the one you interact with the chat the most. Hubby Harbor. Okay, I've got all the chats open here on all three, so I'm trying to pay attention to all of them at once. So hopefully wherever you are, if you're talking in the chat, especially saying anything to me, I should be able to catch what you're saying. And Wing Zero, thank you for your donation here. What did you say? Well, I wonder if Bandai will make an MG Star Destroyer. Well, they just pretty recently made earlier this year, they made the larger Star Destroyer kit. It's not a MG. I don't think they would ever use the MG labeling on it. But the larger Star Destroyer kit, and they also have like the LED version of that as well. A lot of people have been recommending that to me because I recently built the smaller little version of that, so a lot of people in that video recommended I try out the larger Star Destroyer. I can't remember the scale. It was like 1 to, what was it? I want to say 250, 1 to 250 scale, but I think that might be also not correct. Anyway, yeah, there is a little bit larger and much more detailed and also LED optional Star Destroyer kit that does already exist, so I think like that's probably what Bandai's just going to stick with. Bro Builder, you figure deal me. I think you're talking about my Matrix rant there. What's your opinion on Macross? Acid Blade, I've never really been personally into Macross. I'm just not really a big fan of the designs. But that said, I did actually just the other day order my very first like proper Macross kit of the it's a Wave Batroid kit. I think it's like the mass production type or something like that. Wave kit. I ordered that because it looked pretty cool. I wanted to try out a Macross kit, but I've never really built many up to this point. And oh, that's true. They did use PG for the title of the Perfect Grade Millennium Falcon, so I guess they could make a Master Grade Millennium Falcon as well, but or a Master Grade Star Destroyer. But I would be surprised if they use Master Grade for any of the vehicles from Star Wars. Perfect Grade for the Millennium Falcon I can understand because of what it is. Yeah, Beckstorm makes a good point there. It wouldn't really have a whole lot of features really to do except like the rotating turrets and yeah, that's pretty much about it. Pretty much the most that it could really do. So yeah, Zach is gonna build a variable fighter. Yeah, I'm gonna build. Those of you guys who are into Macross kits, I'm sure you know the kit that I'm talking about. I can't remember the exact name of it offhand, but yeah. It's a Wave kit, and it's the Batroid. It's something like the mass production type or something like that. It's a very like plain Jane looking one. It doesn't really have a lot of like super detail. It's like very simple design, and that's why I liked it. It's just kind of like very cool, simple design. Yeah. So, all right, here's our skirt section. Now all done for this. He's got the really big, giant back skirts for that. It's very like Xeon style back skirt for this, for how giant and curved they are, just compared to the rest of the design. It's very interesting shape, but yeah. Would you guys ever like to see? Hang on, sorry. Let me just address this here. Are the Macross kits transformable? Some of them are transformable, some of them aren't. I think most of the kits made by Wave and Hasegawa are not transformable, but the Bandai ones are. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, though. Again, I'm not a big one into Macross, so I wouldn't really know. And Mato Kaiser, yeah, those are the back skirts for the Odysseus. Pretty insane, right? That thing is so big, it looks like you're constructing a normal size RE kit. Yeah, looks like it's like the size of a Master Grade or RE 100 scale, right? Would it be easier if we at you with direct questions or no? Yeah, Hobby Harbor, yeah, you can at me there in the chat. That makes it easier to see, or just put your, whichever is easier, either do that or put your question in all caps. Either way, that makes it easier for me to see in the chat. Yeah, I'm trying to read everything, but obviously I'm going to miss some stuff. So if you do have a specific question you want to say to me, you can at me or put it in all caps. That'll make it easier. And Ricardo said the transformable Macross kits are bad. That's a shame. I've heard from, Josh said he really loves them. He's built a couple, I know. But I think also the ones that he built are one of Bandai's Macross Delta kits. And if I were to get one of Bandai's kits, I've been eyeballing one of those Macross Delta kits from Bandai, the one that has a bunch of the missile pods all over it, like the really kind of like heavy-duty looking ones, heavily armed ones. I think there's two different variations of that. I want to get one of those kits at some point. So, Totemo Gaijin, any interest in the Plamax Deedlit? What is that? I don't know. Plamax I know, obviously, but Deedlit, I'm not familiar with that. Or I'm just not thinking of what you're talking about offhand. And are you going to get the Slave Wraith P Bandai kit? Yes, I think so, yeah. I hope so. Ricardo said they're very fragile. I only built the Macross and Macross F ones. So yeah, Ricardo, I would assume they're pretty fragile. I know Josh was saying like the parts are really super intricate. but I would like to check out one of those transforming Macross Delta kits. Do you think the 2.0? Do you think 2.0 of PG would be cool? I think the production proportions of the PG Zaku and PG Gundam are kind of bad. Yeah, I agree. The PG Gundam is not as bad. The PG Zaku is definitely due for an upgrade. In my personal opinion, I don't like the proportions of that at all. That's what's kept me from ever buying one. The PG Gundam is not that bad, but I definitely think a 2.0 PG of at least the Gundam would be awesome. A 2.0 PG Zaku would be cool as well, and something to hope for maybe for the future, but I think the Gundam is more likely. I was really surprised they didn't make that this year. There was the rumor, which I guess was now fake apparently, that they were making a 2.0 PG of the Gundam, which maybe that rumor was actually just a mistake, and it was just kind of rumor for the kind of 1.5 PG of the strike that we're getting. But I think a 2.0 PG Gundam would have been a great release this year for the 40th anniversary, but hopefully in the near future we can get that. What's your opinion on the Flame Toys Furai kits? I'm not really familiar with those. Hobby Harbor, let's see, asks, unsure if you answered this, but what form factor of sanding stick sponges do you recommend? Best feeling in the hand. These are the sanding sticks that I use, that I love. They're just the Wave sanding sticks. Other companies make similar ones though. They're just the soft type ones, so they're kind of a little bit squishy. In the center they have a plate of plastic, which I think is basically just like plot plate. And then there's like a layer of sponge, and then the sandpaper on top of that. The nice thing about the soft type, the spongy type, is you can use them on curved surfaces. So like they're flat and semi-rigid, so for sanding flat edges, flat surfaces, they work. Then for curved surfaces, you can use them on curved surfaces as well, because the sponginess of them, it won't flatten out curved surfaces, and it won't curve flat surfaces, if that makes sense. So I really love these, and they're small as well. I don't like the big sanding sticks. They're just uncomfortable. I think you got this tiny part and this giant sanding stick you're using for, like, for example, I don't have one here, but if this was the thing, and like this is your sanding stick in your part, and you're going like this with this giant thing, it's super uncomfortable. So using this tiny little sanding stick like this, just on there, super comfortable. I love these. They're definitely my favorite. But I need to try out the sanding sponges from God Hand, and Madworks also make them as well, which I think are just basically rip-offs of the God Hand ones. But I need to try out the sanding sponges. Link has been raving about them, and I need to try them out. So I haven't tried them out yet, though. I have some over there, but I have yet to try them. That would be my answer. And hey, what is going on there? Alright. Any plans on making more modeling tips and tricks videos? Of course, Mato Kaiser. Now that I'm doing this full time, I have a lot more time for making that sort of tutorial videos and just like videos trying out different tools and supplies and paints and things like that. So yeah, there'll definitely be a lot more of that, and more like build kind of series videos like I did with the Trash Treasure series, or just like building some sort of custom. Yeah, obviously there'll be a lot more building videos from now on, definitely. Again, for the first couple weeks that I'm doing this, it's going to be a little bit getting used to everything, but so like this week I've got to work on like finishing up a couple projects. I need to finish up the project of the narrative CPACs using the Armored Komodo pigments on that kit. So I'm working on finishing that up, and then just some other projects will be starting in the near future as well. So yeah. What's my favorite HG Gunpla? It's too hard to answer, I think. I'll have to think about that. Mr. Flames asks, what's the quality of the kit so far? I mean, it feels like an HG. It's very big, but the construction is essentially like an HG. It's got a few points that are nicer than your typical HG, so it's definitely a little bit higher end HG, I could say, so far at this point. But for the price tag, you would expect that. So, so far it's not really surprising me in any way, but it's solid so far, so that's good. Let's see, I got that part on here, then this part on here. Going to take a break for a moment from reading the comments. Need to try to get this built. It's hard to do both at the same time, so hang on just a moment. Let me finish getting these skirt parts built, so then we can move on to the legs. I'll come back to checking the comments here for you guys. Ah, damn. Yes, please make more tips and tricks. Yeah, definitely. So there'll definitely be a lot more, and a lot more of like the kind of quick fix videos that I was doing for a little while, where it's just like a little bit shorter. They're not always very short videos, but like focus video that is not like for a particular like build project that I'm working on, but it's just focused on one very particular sort of modification or trick, I guess, that you can do. So I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more of those as well. Alright, so there is our front skirt parts, and I have these parts here which I pulled out, which are actually for the tail, so let's come back to those later. The front skirt parts are gigantic. Alright, the best HG is the Moon Gundam. I mean, the Moon Gundam is a very good HG. There's no denying that. If the best, I don't know, who knows. I think you should do more workshops at cons. I'm definitely not the most knowledgeable for workshops. There's a lot of very good, very qualified builders who are more qualified than me to appear at cons to do stuff like tutorials and things like that, like Tim or like Kevin Zhang. But I would be very open, very willing to attend more cons in the future. Obviously, once I move back to the US, I'm sure I'll probably be attending more cons, but now that this is my day job, I have the ability to travel more, so if there's a con or something that's happening near you and you would like me to attend, you can feel free to suggest that to the organizers. But yeah, like I said, if it was me attending for doing like some sort of like tutorials or something like that, that's fine, but I'm definitely not the most qualified person for that. Obviously, I have a sizable online following, but that doesn't mean that I'm the best modeler out there by any means, because I'm certainly not. So a lot of people who are even just like, I'm sure there's plenty of people who are watching at this very moment who are much better modelers than I. I enjoy what I do, and I'm always looking to improve. Not always very quickly at times. I'm patient at my improving, but I'm certainly not the best out there. What was the first Gundam kit you built? Spasmo asks. First Gundam kit I built, I'm pretty certain, is the 1/100 scale Shenlong HG kit, back from the 90s Wing series kits. This part here for the bottom of the foot is a bit tricky. Something is not right on there. Oh, I was supposed to put that on first. Okay, make sure you follow the instructions. I'm supposed to put that part on the bottom of the foot first, then the part on the back of the foot. There we go. Can you go to 2020 MomoCon in Atlanta then? It's the day after my birthday. Calamity Strike. I'm not familiar with MomoCon. But possibly. I know it was the MG DOM. Not my best work. MG DOM is a great kit, though, I think. Take care, guys. Paul, take care. Enjoy going home. Quit selling yourself short. You have a way of explaining things that make it simple to understand. Well, thank you. And yeah, I mean, explaining, relatively simple techniques. Yeah, I can do that. Because honestly, this is the thing too about like different things that I'm trying, and it's not that honestly a lot of like the different techniques or something that I'm explaining in videos, like build videos. It's not necessarily that I'm good at explaining it in a simple way. It's just a lot of these times the stuff that I'm doing is pretty simple. It's simpler than you would think, or simpler than it may seem, especially if you're more towards being a beginner. You may think, oh, doing this or whatever type of modification is too advanced for me, when it's really not. I mean, a lot of the different stuff is pretty simple. You just need to, just a couple of simple tools and willingness to give it a try. And a lot of the stuff, especially a lot of stuff that I do, it's not all that hard. But I appreciate the vote of confidence. Calamity Strike, will there be more frequent live streaming? Yes, certainly. So there'll be at least a couple times a week live streaming like this, especially if we're taking a look at a newly released kit, building this up. So I'll try to do like what I've done here for the Penelope. I'll record and upload the unboxing video, and then after that we'll do this kind of live stream building video, and then later on I'll record the review probably tonight and then post that up for you guys tomorrow. Because in the afternoon today, I'm not actually certain, I'm not quite decided if I want to work on painting the HG narrative Gundam, if I want to work on painting that, or if I want to go to the lumberyard. I've been meaning to go to the lumberyard because I want to get some wood to make some bases. So I think I might do that this afternoon and work on some painting tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see what I have time for. If I have time for both, that'd be nice, but we'll see. It's already 12:30 now, so let's see. The Kobudo Kid and Patrick, again, thank you for your donations, guys. Let's see here. Said, yes, your Gunpla build videos help me improve, so it'd be cool if you made more. Well, I'll definitely be making more, so hopefully you guys will enjoy those as well. Would you do a collab video with Mecha Guy Kotsu? I'd be willing to do it. I don't really know what we would do, though. I've been asked that, like, not frequently, maybe a couple times in the past, and yeah. My answer to that question is always, I'm always open to collab with anyone. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I've got no time for this person, whatever. If anyone wants to collab on something, other different creators in the community, I'm always open to it if there's something to do. So, I don't know. If, not yet. I'm going there quite yet. If there was some particular idea that he or I or someone wanted to get us together for, that would be fine. Drunk build collab. Drunk build collab is probably something I would need to do with Kurosama. That's his thing. I love the little support leg here on the side of the Gundam here, on the side of the leg. Alright, so let's see. Pretty much done with this now. Can plug this into the top for a hip joint. A couple people also noticed in the unboxing video that the connection for the leg is a ball joint, but don't fret too much because the top of the ball joint here has this extra little indented part here at the top, which means that you will be able to get a little bit wider stance out of that than you would for a typical ball joint connection, so it's not that bad. And you do also have rotation here at the top as well. So if it had to be a ball joint connection for the hip, it's the best ball joint connection for the hip that you could possibly have. Also, the hip joint itself rotates side to side as well, so I don't think it's going to be too big of an issue. As you can see, you can still get the leg all the way out to the side that far, so it's not really going to be an issue for this kit, the fact that it's a ball joint connection for that. I think it's going to be just fine. As for the stability of that, how it holds up over time, we shall see. But for the time being, I think it's fine. And I love the fact that Odysseus has all white shoes. That's pretty cool as well. Alright, so he's getting very big. Let's also just build up. Oh, can we build up a lot of these parts for the leg without actually building them onto the kit straight away? Steigen? I'm not sure how to pronounce that, sorry. Hey, what are your go-to hobby shops around Seoul? The only one I've found that's decent is a place called Joy Hobby. Joy Hobby is good. I've been there maybe once. That's not really my go-to place though. My go-to place, I have two that I would recommend to you in Seoul, and they're both in the same neighborhood in Hongdae, the Hongdae University area. So that's good. They're right in the same area. For tools and supplies and stuff, I would recommend Neighbor Hobby, which is a little bit kind of hard to find. If you're in Seoul and you're going to Neighbor Hobby, then hit me up. If you can't find a map or something, you should be able to find it online. If you can't find a map or directions to Neighbor Hobby, then hit me up on Facebook or something. I can give you an idea of where it is. But if you just want just kits and stuff, then I would recommend Hobby Factory. Hobby Factory is good in Seoul. So for kits, Hobby Factory. For tools and paints and stuff, then Joy Hobby has a better selection of stuff like that, I think. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, and again, if you need help finding either of those places or anything, then let me know. I can help you out. But you should be able to find them online, directions or whatever, pretty easily for those. So let's see, got this part here. Thruster there out the front. Chris Paps, what is going on? Jerry, hey guys, I'm curious, why are people so hyped on the Penelope? Any reason besides the fact that it's so huge? I'm not deep into the lore. Is it from a famous series? No, Jerry, yeah, it's pretty much just that it's a new kit and it's very big. And that's probably the main reason for the hype. Anything that's new and big is going to be exciting, of course. Alright, so Winged Wolf here also said, what are some of the Gunpla boxes behind you? Well, behind me, the stack, I don't think you guys can see this one on camera. I'm not sure. Let me see. What can you guys see? I'm not watching the feed here. Yeah, over there, that's all stuff that's already built. This stack here immediately behind me is stuff that's built that needs to be reviewed. So this is my to-review queue here. So I've got the Gundam F90 Kubenda kit. I've got the HD Delta Kai. It's not new by any means. It's just one that I built up to review. The Primrose and a couple of Frame Arms kits, a couple of Frame Arms Girl kits, the new Ultraman kits, the fully armed Ultraman kits, the Converge Second Neo Zeon, the HG Turn A kits. So this is my stack of stuff to review soonish. The video is very blown out here. Sorry, let me adjust that for you guys. That's the other thing about building during the day that's going to be a little bit of a challenge, or live streaming during the day, is that now I'm getting light from my window, which is great, but as it gets cloudy or sunny, the light's going to change, and so I have to adjust the video here. So just a moment, let me turn down our exposure. I don't want to make it too dark. Maybe that's maybe a little bit better. So it's gonna be blowing out the video a little bit. Sorry about that. And here. All right, there we go. Sorry. Okay, and let's see. Brian, also thank you for your contribution. Sorry, I'm a little bit late to get back to your comment, but let's see. Could we know ahead of time what kit you live stream so we could build alongside? Yes, I'll try to let you guys know as much ahead of time as possible, but a lot of times I think it's going to be kind of hard to let you know too far ahead of time, like days ahead of time is not going to be possible in most cases unless I know what's going to be coming in exactly on what particular day. But because I'm working on, I'm doing this full time, but still the schedule is going to be pretty, what's the word, fluid, I guess, as to what I'm working on any particular day. So like, for example, I was planning on doing this today now, but it almost didn't happen because last night, I had been with the kids all day yesterday, and last night I was really tired, and I wasn't sure I was going to get all the denubbing and all the prep work done last night in order to do the live stream today, so I was possibly going to have to delay the live stream until tomorrow, but I did end up getting that all done last night. So a lot of times, especially just because of the fact that I have kids, it's going to be kind of the main deciding factor, but also I don't know about like what kits are going to be delivered when some new kit gets delivered at some point, or something I may want to bump something. So I don't know, it's kind of hard to let you guys know too far ahead of time what I'm going to be working on any particular day, but I will try to let you guys know with as much warning as possible ahead of time. Alright, so there's the extra parts there for the legs. I love the yellow insert parts there for those. It's very cool. So put those over to the side and build up our other leg here. Let's see. Hey, what's going on, Jim? I love your Halloween costume, by the way. Very, very cool, very fun, very exciting. Noah is not yet introduced to Dragon Ball yet. Spasmo, yes, if I'm getting the Gundam F90. Yeah, as I just mentioned a minute ago, the F90 is here at the top of my review queue, so it's already built. And just for a size comparison, as you guys know, the F90 kits are smaller than usual, but here's a comparison between the two of these. The Master Grade 1/100 scale F90 and the 1/144 scale Odysseus Gundam. So yeah, you can see the F90 is pretty small, and the Odysseus is pretty large, for an example. So that's built, and so I'll be reviewing that shortly for you guys. Maybe record that review tonight, if I can. We'll see, but it's to be reviewed very soon. Alright. Big boy Odysseus wins. He's certainly very big. Alright. Are you going to get every weapon pack for it? No. For the time being, I've not gotten any weapon packs for the F90. I haven't really liked any of them enough to want to get them. They're a bit too cartoony for me so far, but we'll see what else they come out with in the future. For the time being, though, I haven't gotten any of the weapon packs for that. So. and don't plan to. I like just the base Gundam is kind of enough for me for now. But yeah, like I said, we'll see what they come out with. I have a feeling that we may get like one more set of weapons packs for that, but maybe not a whole lot more. Let's see. Jeff, F90 Bandai Cash Cow. Yeah, definitely. If they do continue making more and more and more stuff from that, but I think they probably can't make too much because it's as popular as it might be. I don't think it's popular enough for them to really make 8, 10, 12 different variants of that. I think they're gonna start to lose out on that pretty soon, I think. Winged Wolf, yeah, the F90 got a regular box despite it being P Bandai. It is pretty interesting. They really only seem to do that in the case of when it's a kit that gets a normal release outside of Japan. So like, for example, the XN Riser or the Sun Riser, as I've heard it's supposed to be called. That was a standard release outside of Japan, so they made a full regular box art for that. And then the Astray Red Dragon is another example of that. But for the F90, it's just a P Bandai kit everywhere. So I'm not really sure why they did that, but whatever the case is, they did make the full color box art for that, and it looks great. Just happens to be P Bandai. So, what do you do? Alright, let's see. So remembering that the where did you go? Leg parts. There it is. Leg parts are specific to the left and right, so I should make sure not to mix those up. Do you have any recommendations for resin conversion kits? I'm thinking of trying one, but don't have much experience with resin. I couldn't really recommend you any particular kit, I don't think, but what I would recommend you to do is just make sure that you get a good quality one, because I think if you get a really cheap quality one, it's gonna end up turning you off to working with resin, or it's just gonna be a big headache. And so, if you do want to get one to try it out, then make sure you spend a little bit of money to get a nice, good one, so you can enjoy the experience. But that's one thing that I will definitely be looking forward to working on more so now that I have the time, is some more of the resin kits and resin conversion kits that have been building up over time. So, like for example, I think the first one up will be the God Gundam conversion kit that we recently took a look at, because like I said, that's for a commission. I've got a couple of commissions actually. I wasn't taking any commissions for a long time, but I decided to take on a couple, so I've got a couple at the moment, so I'm just going to be taking them in order. And the God Gundam resin conversion is in the queue, so I'll be working on that and some other stuff in the future. That was so itchy. Promise I'm not doing coke. My nose is really itchy for some reason. What's that? We've got a spiderweb wrapped around my nose or something. Alright, so there's our legs, and now we can stand up as the Odysseus Gundam. These other parts off to the side. Dun, 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 dun. It's gonna not really fit in the screen there. And a little, again, sorry, it's kind of blowing out. There's not really much I can do about the light. I may have to get a blind for that window where I'm streaming here, and I can just kind of cover the light a little bit there so you guys can see that a little bit better. But he is large and in charge and all white, so going to be a little bit blown out from the sunlight coming in from the window, but you guys can at least get an idea here. how large indeed he is. This part here on the back has fallen off suddenly. Let's try not to do that. And now we can start to put on all the Penelope parts. Now we're really cooking with gas. So we just get these parts here put together, and then we'll start really turning him into a really big boy. Rosen-Zulu is pure love, man. Yeah, Jim, that Rosen-Zulu conversion is definitely one that is on my very high on my to-do list as well. The Rosen-Zulu resin conversion kit. Let's see. Can't the lower forearm swivel as well, and the elbow bend will work better? The lower forearm does, yeah, also swivel. Yeah, here. So you can swivel that, and then, yeah. So, yeah. Below the elbow, it does also rotate. Yes, indeed. Okay. So this part is going to go in here. And this one here, and that plugs into this here. And so this one goes over here. There, like that. There you go. And this one on the front of the knee. 봤어? 아직 안 끝났어. 엄마 30분 다? 안 먹어. 미안해. 뭐 먹어? 그래. 밥 있어. 카레 있어. 이미 잘 먹었다. 어? 뭐야? Shin asks, Greg Blair with a great question there. Did you ever get your Sazvi resin conversion finished? No, that's also on my to-do list. Finishing up that Sazvi resin conversion kit is another thing that I need to do. Indeed. Good point. Let's see. Winged Wolf there with 2 questions. Do you ever get eye strain from building? No, I don't think so. Not if you have proper lighting. If the lighting in here is not right when I'm building something, especially when I'm just like removing nubs, then yes. So I've got to make sure the lighting is right. If the lighting is okay, then I'm usually fine. And do you think you'll ever complete the GAT MGs with the Aegis and the Strike RM? Possibly. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not really very into the Aegis. And the Strike RM, maybe. Someday. I actually have a bootleg of that, which I got many, many years ago. Not that many years ago. The kit hasn't been out that long, but I have a bootleg of the Master Grade Strike RM, which I'm not recommending to anyone. I just happened to get it. So I wouldn't do a review of that because it wouldn't be a really fair review of the kit because it's not the official version, but at some point I would like to build and paint up that kit, so you may see me work on a painted Strike RM, but it won't be like a regular review because it's a bootleg. Zach has a way with color that I don't. I'll be waiting for his build of the Rosen-Zulu before I've got my yeah, Jeff, the Rosen-Zulu, I've been thinking about that a little bit, obviously because I'm not working on it yet. I'm not thinking about it a lot, but I have been thinking about a little bit about what I want to do for the colors of the Rosen-Zulu because, as you guys know, I always like to tweak the colors at least a little bit. I basically never paint something in its official colors. But with the Rosen-Zulu, it's such like a iconic design. It's a design that I like so much. I will probably stick pretty close to the official colors for that. I'll probably end up just tweaking them just a little bit. just making the colors just a little bit different from the official colors for Rosenzuda. So I won't go like too crazy, like totally changing the color scheme for it. I don't think. Could change my mind between now and then, but I would have to say it's more than likely I'm not going to stray too far on that one. So the last thing here we do need to build is some more of the backpack and more Penelope parts here before we can do the final assembly of everything there for that. So let's see. These couple parts here, which we already had out before. The rose and purple is so iconic. Yes, that's right, Jim. I agree. It's so iconic and it just looks so good. I mean, the color scheme for that design works so well. Anything else, I feel like maybe it's not really going to work as well. That said, in the mobile game, the Gundam Battle, Gunpla Warfare, or Gunpla Warfare, Gundam Battle, whatever, the mobile game, I've been playing that, and I have the Rosenzuda in that game, and I've changed the color in the game. That's one of the nice things about the game, actually, is that you can test out different color schemes in there. You can't fully customize the color schemes, so you kind of have to work within, what's available. But yeah, I've got the Rosenzuda in the game in a little bit different color scheme, and it's like a darker purple, almost like a dark purplish gray color for it, and it looks pretty good. So maybe we'll go with something like that for the finished build. I can't remember which. I mean, if you guys are playing the game, I can't remember what is the color scheme that I did use for that. I want to say it's maybe like the Unicorn version Drayson color scheme for the Rosenzuda, something like that. Dark purple gray color. The new Gundam Breaker I'm not playing because I don't have a PlayStation. So here's first our tail stabilizer here, which is also going to be kind of big to try to fit on camera. I think I might have to adjust my camera angle here for you guys. I was trying to keep it pretty close so you guys can kind of see pretty closely what I'm doing here, but as we're getting kind of large with the pieces, I think I might need to move the camera back a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. Also, adding a couple of stickers here for these parts. Here. So gray sticker up inside of there. This is my preferred sticker application method. I use a toothpick to work the stickers into the details of the plastic. Alex, you're off to work. Have a good one. And thanks for hanging out for a while. And let's see. This red part here, gonna go there. It's supposed to fit into there. Won't you? There we go. There we go. Kind of cool how that red part goes onto there. It's nice. Alright, and okay, so this center part of the tail is done then. Stick that aside. And we got the other part of this. These parts here, and we got this part here in the center. Let's see. I wonder what next RG Gunpla is going to be. Wingwolf, that's a good question because it seemed like some people were thinking that like the new Ava kit is like the next RG, but I think the new Ava kit is going to be an upcoming RG, but I don't think that's it's necessarily the next RG in that like we're getting the new Ava kit instead of a new RG Gundam kit. I'm sure we're going to be getting a new RG Gundam kit in the near future as well. It just so happens that we're also getting an RG Ava out later on as well. So yeah, I wonder what the next RG Gunpla kit is going to be. It is a good question. After the new, we'll have to see. Usually we know what the next one is going to be pretty soon after one comes out. So now the news already been out for like a month or so or something, right? And we still don't know what the next one is going to be aside from the Ava kit, so maybe we won't get anything until the Ava, but I have a feeling sometime between now and when the Ava comes out, we're going to get another RG Gundam. Just don't know what it is yet. Spidey said Patlabor. An RG Patlabor kit would be pretty cool. I could get down with that. Alright, this part here needs to go there, and this part in the center here like that. I feel like somewhere along the way I may have missed, or maybe not, I may have missed a couple of places where I was supposed to put stickers, because it does often happen to me while I'm just in the building process. I'm just kind of chugging along and I'm not paying close enough attention to the manual. I miss where I was supposed to put on a sticker somewhere. This is pretty cool. This part is like the center of the back part of the tail there. And there's still a good number of stickers here. We'll have to see how many more go on the tail. Looks like there is a few here for this part, so. Oh, I was supposed to also put this part in between there. I missed that. I think I should be able to squeeze it in without taking everything apart. There you go. That's fine. That works well enough. The center tail, so very long tail bit, and it's at its full extension. It gets even longer. That slides on a track in there, like that. So that this part folds out. This part slides out and folds out like that. So it's got kind of a double tail stabilizer there. And then got a couple of these white parts that will fit around here. Just fit around here, here, and there. That's right. Like that. These are the parts that are going to go around the back of the head. Here and there. Part that will fit around the head fits into there like that, slots into there. This part fits onto the front of there. And these backpack kind of parts. You got a couple of thruster bells. For all the super thrusting that this kit is going to be doing in its high-speed flight form and everything, you only have 2 little thruster bell parts specific for this. Now, like on the legs, you have these kind of thruster bell parts that are molded into the leg there like that. But for that part is also not in there correctly. Oops. For actual just little thruster bell parts, you only have 2 of them here on the backpack, and that's it. Alright, those will fit around here. Like this. Yeah, is it not going onto there? There we go. And yeah, I'm going to move the camera here in a second. Sorry about that, guys. Let me get these parts on here. I'll adjust the camera so you can see a little bit better. Come on in. There we go. Let me see. Move this up a little higher. Like that. And focus. Bear with me a moment. There we go. That's about right. Okay. Save. Alright, still very blown out. No, there's not really much that I can do about that, it seems like, without, at the moment. But we'll see. Alright. That's that. Let's see. We have these parts here as well. That should be, put that up there for a moment, out of the way. This part here, this one, goes onto here. So the connection parts here for the bird head, seems like. G40X. Is this right? Because it doesn't seem like it's fitting on there, but it is right, apparently. It doesn't seem like it wants to go in there. I'm not doing correctly. Strange. It is right. Go on there. There we go. Woo! It's tight. Alright, on the other side, here. We have the dragon aesthetic of the Penelope. Yes, so dragon aesthetic, I suppose. Let's see, bring this back. This one goes onto the side here. Plugging the bird head straight onto the top of the head of this backpack part. Like that. Okay, and then this part here. Put in the bird head. Where? Into here. There's that. With this kit band, I could have started a new line, Mini Mega Size. It would be cool to see Bandai do Mega Size kits from other series. So, like, keeping it in 1/48 scale. But I guess it would depend on the series. But really big size kits for some other series would be cool too. Let's see, sticker number 9. To go inside this part here. That. You got a little blue sticker inside the camera on the top of the head. Yeah, clear part for that would be this one. Stick that nice clear part over the top of that. Looks really good. And we need the bottom part for this. We got sticker number 8 for the bottom camera, which is in yellow. Blue on the top, yellow on the bottom. Alright. Mega size Haro. That'd be, I don't know. Looking like a basketball. Having built the half-scale BB-8 kit, I could say that a mega-size Haro or just like a really big-size Haro kit, I don't think would be all that fun. The BB-8 kit is cool because it's at least sort of detailed, but the Haro is lacking in so much detail, especially on the outside. I think it would be a pretty boring kit, honestly. The BB-8 was cool, but one thing that was not really interesting about BB-8 is how much inner detail was lacking on the kit. It's mostly hollow. It's fine. Like, I wouldn't really complain about that too much. But having a Haro in that scale, I think wouldn't be all that interesting. Like a Haro in that size. Alright, these little fin bits here, and number 2 is on this forward side. Here. Like that. There. So yeah, on the actual Odysseus Gundam, there's not really any stickers at all, except for just the cameras. Most of these color correcting stickers are all on just on the Penelope parts, which is not that surprising. But just as a side note, you guys, the few stickers that this kit does have are all going on the Penelope parts for the most part. So there's that. Okay, so let's see. We've got the fin for this, of course. This will fit, slide down onto there with a nice red and white parts that fit together there for the fin for this, which is nice. That could have easily just been just a couple more red stickers around there for that, but they had a separate red part for that, so that's cool. And then that will plug onto the top of here, and you line those parts up. And it plugs onto the top of there. There you go. Onto the top of the head. Like that. It's getting pretty intense. Alright, then let's see. Oh, this one more part added onto there. And then, only thing that's left. Okay, where does that go? Here. Alright, then the only thing that's left here is just the rifle. And I did miss a couple stickers somewhere along the way, so I need to figure out where those went. I missed it somewhere. Glancing through the manual, what can I see? These number 7 stickers, these little gray bits. I'm sure they go like on the inside of some vent or something. I missed somewhere, I'll have to check. In the meantime, let's put the rifle together. It's the last thing we have here. That goes on there, and this one goes on here. And this part on the front of here. Gray stickers for the shoulders. Ah, Alvin, you're a lifesaver. Or, if not my life, you saved me a little bit of time. Thank you. You're right. They go on the inside of the shoulders. Good call. Thank you. I'll put those on in a moment. Alvin, did you already build this kit, or are you just very clever? I'm interested. And also, am I putting this part on wrong? Yes, I am. Putting that on backwards. There you go. And this little red part goes in the tip of here. Like that. There we go. Tiny little red piece for that. It's a shame they couldn't make another little red piece for the camera, but oh well, we got a little sticker for that. Camera on the front of the rifle here. that. Let's get those stickers in the shoulders then. Here. There you go. And on the other side, toss out our sticker sheet. Done with that. Clamo Build Report. Thank you for your donation. Let's see. I built this kit on my live stream yesterday, and the kit is massive. It certainly is. For a high grade. I mean, building it, it's big, but like I'm not like blown away by how big it is. But it's only when you remember that the kit is a 1/44 scale and it's a high grade that you really think like, okay, yeah, it's pretty large. Just get these stickers in here properly. That one's a little bit off, but it's okay. All right, that's that. Now, let's turn this Odysseus into the Penelope, shall we? All right, so backpedal here in the manual a little bit. The first parts we're putting on here, it would seem, are the legs. So going from the legs up, basically. Got these parts here. The feet parts you just plug right up onto the bottom of the feet, easy enough. You can actually just slip that into there. Pop that on his foot. Now he has extremely long feet. That just pops into there, okay. And this part here, yeah, there's the order. You put the part on the back of the leg first. Watch out for that back skirt. That plugs onto the back of the leg, and then this part, I'm going to fold this down. This part here on the side of the leg plugs onto there, right there, like that. Oh boy. I can't really get my camera back too much farther than it already is, so it's not really going to fit too well on the screen, it seems like. I have to sort out something for when I'm doing any other sort of big kit build in the future to fix my camera setup in a way so that I'm actually able to zoom the camera back to show you guys a little bit better. But just for the time being, take a look at those gigantic feet. Now, just as it is like this, it looks absolutely ridiculous with the gigantic, super long feet like that. Oh my gosh. But let's continue on once he's a little bit more armored up. I think we're going to get the full effect here. So connect on the front skirt parts next. This part here on the front, little flap we need to fold down. Let's see if I can get to that. There we go. Pull out of there. There we go. And this should plug just onto the front of here. Which part? Now that should slot into there. Like that. Alright, well enough. And you notice on the front of this front skirt part, it has this little fork bit kind of at the front like that, which it looks a bit odd, but that's going to help support the parts out the front of the chest. So that's pretty cool. So you need to slide the arms out, like we mentioned way at the start of the building process. Slide the arms out, fold the V-fin up, so you can slide this part over the top of there. This should fit over the top. Slot down onto there. Also slot down onto the front of there. Here and there. There's kind of so much going on here. It's hard to see what you're doing. Hang on a moment. Make sure I just have everything put together properly. There we go. There we go. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. All right, then we can fold that V-fin back out, I think, right? After that's on there. All right. Nice. Okay. getting more intense now. And yeah, it's going to be hard to show you guys this at this point. But yeah, he's in there. Uh-oh, this chest part came off again. This might be a bit of an issue if I can't figure out a way that this chest part is supposed to fit down there very securely. It keeps popping up. Oops, and the front skirt then partly just popped off. Doesn't bode well for the stability of these parts, but I have a feeling I'm just not getting it quite connected correctly at the moment. And once you get everything in place, hopefully it should stay on pretty well, but there we go. Everything's there. I just have a feeling it's going to be a little bit touchy, this part on the front skirt and the top of the torso. The connection doesn't seem super strong for those parts at the moment. But so for the time being, there's that. All right, then we got the backpack part needs to go on next. Let's see. I've been ignoring the comments here for a few minutes, so sorry about that. I'm planning to do a GBWC next year. Mike, am I planning on doing GBWC next year? I'm thinking about it, but I'm not decided yet. Possibly. So you need to open up the back skirt parts so they're just kind of out of the way so that we can connect the backpack. This is going to be a bit tricky. I'm going to have to, once again, do this off camera just because how big it is, it's kind of hard to do. This part does what? Looks like it's supposed to slot down into something there, or what? Ah, yes. Okay, so I think the chest part that seems a little bit loose is also going to be held on by the backpack as well. So once we get the backpack on, then hopefully that will kind of secure everything up. Everything will be kind of set into place there, so that should work out. So that part slides down through there, really onto anything, or no? Just kind of, it just kind of goes down there, and then this part. And this part goes onto the back. The track that needs to slide into place here. Trying to hold everything in place and get everything all lined up for a solid connection here. Make sure those back skirts are out of the way. There we go. Alright, there we go. And yeah, that feels much more solid now. The backpack is on, everything's kind of held in place a little bit better, it seems like. So then, we can close the back skirts back up again. It seems like it's going to be a little bit difficult to do that. Seems like it's a little bit easier to just take the back skirts off and put them on again, because they're kind of a little awkward moving them around the backpack parts. They do work going around the backpack parts, but it's kind of a bit, yeah, uncomfortable. So that's like that. That is down like that. The head is on top like that. Here we go. Yeah, I can't really show you two guys like at all at this point. It's just too big. But then the last thing you need to do is put on the shoulder parts. So the front parts go on first. Just pop down onto the top here, like so. Needs to go down like that. This needs to go onto the top of here. And the other side, I'm telling you, I can already tell that posing this kit is going to be a headache in any sort of pose, even just a standing pose, because you have so much stuff going on here, and you have to get everything all lined up, and it keeps wanting to lean to the front just because of everything going on here. I had to kind of get it all set up correctly. And then these parts for the back half of the shoulders. It is pretty gigantic. Now I'll have to get out some other large HG kits. I don't have a Psycho Gundam HG kit, but I do have the Kshatriya repaired somewhere around here. I'll have to get out for a size comparison for the review. Let's see. That's just, it seems like those are supposed to fit a little bit closer together. But maybe that's kind of about as close as they get. Let me see. Hang on. Yeah, I guess so. Just like something like that, basically. The front and back half of the shoulders, the way they meet each other, seems like they should meet pretty flushly, but it's going to be kind of maybe a little bit tricky to get them to be meeting super flush. It doesn't look like there's any peg that will like actually hold them together. You just have to try your best to get them as close as possible. So let's see. Yeah, there's not a peg, but it does sort of fit into there like that. And like that. So there we go. Yeah, let me just try to stand them up on here, maybe you guys can see. Kind of use the stabilizer there at the back. And okay, I'm gonna bear with me with the camera for a moment. I can try to adjust this so you guys can see what's going on there. And my Goku here as well. There you go. He's big, very large. So let me see. Let me just also adjust this. Advanced. Camera control. Check the focus on this guy. Kind of hard to see. Hopefully that's right. But there you go. And Goku for a comparison. Hey, do you know, Calamity Strike had one more question here. Hey, do you know how I can get older P Bandai kits? Yeah, once again, I would say just check like Ami Ami or Mandarake from Japan, or like Japan auctions. Or there's a number of different Japan auction proxy sites that you can use. The one that I've used, that I think I've probably had the best experience with, would be Zen Market. I thought was pretty good, but I haven't used it for a while. I know there's a lot out there, so I'm not really sure which one I would recommend most. But otherwise, eBay, of course, eBay. You can get some different kits, P Bandai kits on there. Winged Wolf asks, what do you think of the MG Barbatos box art? It's pretty cool. You know, box art is always nice, and it's cool when the kits have good box art, but honestly, it's not something that I think too much about, because I'm just much more focused, much more interested in the kit itself. So the box art looks cool. Any other final questions or anything for the time being? Voice them now. Otherwise, that's going to be it for this live stream. I want to thank you guys for hanging out. It's been a great return to live streaming, and good first morning of being a full-time YouTuber. Building this kit was fun. It's a very interesting kit, to be sure. It's definitely different from your normal HG, so I enjoyed it. Thank you guys for hanging out, and for those guys on YouTube who donated, and for people on Twitch also subscribe and everything. Thank you guys for that. Can you put some other HG kits next to it, you know, larger ones, or could look your kit? Yeah, Eclipse, in the review, I'll definitely do some other size comparisons. I don't have anything, and everything's all over there, but I'll do some more size comparisons, of course, in the review. You're welcome for the live build, and that's going to be it for now, guys. So I'll work on the review for this tonight, and then I'll have the review up for you guys probably around this time tomorrow, so about 24 hours from now. Good morning, Strider Prime. Sorry, you kind of came in right at the very end, it seems like, so you can go back and watch some of that if you want a little later. But that's it for the live stream, guys. I'm going to go grab some lunch. Thank you all for hanging out, and I'll see you again very soon. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up now. Bye, guys.